Welcome back to Vintage HLC Show and Tell. Today we're looking at Golden Gate, a fancy embossed shape that was introduced around 1896 and discontinued sometime around 1903. So we'll begin by looking at some of the back stamps. There were 3 back stamps in total. I only have 2 to show you today. The first one is the signature mark with Golden Gate written out up top. The second one was a circle mark with Golden Gate written out at the bottom. And the third one I don't have to show you is the fleur-de-lis marking with Golden Gate written out in cursive underneath. There was no date codes used on any of these Golden Gate back stamps. So we'll look at a couple catalog pages. This comes from 1899. You can see some of the assortment, the flatware, cups and saucers, of course the teapot, sugar and creamer, some more accessory pieces. We have the individual teapot, sugar and creamer, large size jug, toast rack, which was also used in American Beauty, and some of the covered dishes, as well as the platters and a covered butter. Now, this piece in the back, this 15-inch platter, has cypress vine. And according to the listing, this is electric blue. It's supposed to have gold trim, but most of it has faded away. This is treatment number 412. And here's another one. Again, this is electric blue cypress vine. And you can sort of see the embossing detail, this fine fluting that's going on the rim. And then we have cypress vine in brown on this oyster terrain. This is treatment number 14. This is a very early treatment. And I should say, with respect to treatments, as you look at these, they're going to be underglaze prints. You don't see a lot of decals during this time period. Also, there are only about 49 or 50 treatments in total on Golden Gate. It has a very small amount compared to American Beauty, which has about 250, and Colonial has about 250. This one's pretty limited. This platter has Seneca holly. We've seen this treatment several times already. Pattern number 6009. So it was introduced on Seneca and then it was backtracked onto Golden Gate. Lily of the Valley on this Golden Gate bone dish. It's underglaze print in 3 colors. We see our circle mark. This is the most common marking you're going to find on Golden Gate. Of course, our Golden Gate covered butter dish with gold stamps. The egg cup, just an undecorated blank. These will not be marked. And here's another one with the gold that is worn off, green trim, and a gold stamp on the inside. Again, no marking. Demitas cups and saucers. These have these little scenes that are all hand painted. Rather elaborate gold work going on both the saucers and the Demitas cups. Handles, there's your distinctive handle. You can find that on the coffee cup, the teacup, and the Demitas cup. This is pattern number 439. And I hope I'm going to say this right. Lachlan China LaFleur. So you have these underglaze stamps, or I guess treatment you could call it, for the treatment number. The 439 is handwritten in gold. If we look this up and go to a listing for 439, it says plain print, gray, LaFleur, full gold line. But there's also a green that's 438, and to me this looks more like a green than a gray. So I don't know how that's going to show up on the video. But it does say 439, which is the gray version. But I would say that's 438. I have to wonder if they made a mistake on that one. Butter pats, again, underglaze prints with filled-in details. Our sauce boat, just an undecorated blank. You can see some of the embossing detail on the foot. Covered sugar. This is blackberry and fern. And a small jug being used as a creamer. Let me put this over here. With an underglaze print in blue. It almost looks like a creamer. The jug sort of has this flat top to it. I hate to say flat, there's slight scalloping to this, but the creamer has rather pronounced scallops, sort of like the sugar bowl. So that's how you can tell the jug from the creamer. This is somewhat flat compared to what the actual creamer would be. So this is probably a 42's jug, maybe even a 36's jug. There were several sizes. This is treatment 325. This originates on American Beauty, ends up on Golden Gate. It's called, let's look it up, 325 Vignette Landscape Purple Full Gold Trace. So you see all these little gold tracings on the embossing. And we have these scenes. There's a church, the windmill, and we have a fisherman on a bridge, a little stream. Again, there's all your gold tracings. So Golden Gate, I like to think of as a victim of circumstance in a way, because it was introduced in 1896, and a couple years prior, in 1894, there were all these tariffs that were going on that allowed European wares to come into the country and sold at very low prices. And this affected the pottery industry. I talked a little bit about this in video number 3, where all these potteries, they had all this ware piling up, they couldn't sell it, they were recalling their salesmen. They were also entering into agreements not to undersell one another or undercut one another. So Golden Gate is made during this time period, so sales would not have been good for Golden Gate. A second thing that occurred was when Homer Laughlin left the company, which is about the same time as all these tariffs are going on. The Wells and Aaron families take over, and by 1897 the tariff situation is over. In 1899 they start expansion, they start making American Beauty, they start making Colonial. So you have all these new shapes coming out, all these treatments being developed for them, and Golden Gate just sort of gets neglected. So because of these two things, you don't have good sales for Golden Gate. And it's somewhat of a shame. This is a really nice scalloped, bulbous looking shape compared to something like American Beauty, which is very antique looking and very ornate. This one just sort of gets left behind. Again, I like to think of it as a victim of circumstance. Two things I should say about the markings for Golden Gate. You will find them on geisha jugs and Newport salads, whether they were used with Golden Gate sets or not. In fact, this piece comes after Golden Gate was probably discontinued. This is a decorated specialty, and we see the Golden Gate marking on it. So virtually all your geisha jugs, regardless of the size, regardless of the treatment, is going to have that circle mark on them. The same is true for the Newport salads. Now, if we go back to the catalog page, we see the Newport salad as part of its assortment. So Newport salad is sort of a pickup piece. And we see this yellow rose pattern. This is actually an American Beauty pattern. So this probably went with an American Beauty set. It's listed here as treatment number 355, yellow rose filled 5 colors, full gold line. And it's marked Golden Gate. Again, another underglazed print. This may have come from a Golden Gate shape or set, and it's marked Golden Gate. And then we have a Newport salad. This was made after Golden Gate was discontinued. This treatment you can find on Genesee and Hudson, but this one's marked Colonial. So you will find all these different markings on these Newport salads, but most of them are going to say Golden Gate on them. Again, regardless if they're in a Golden Gate set or not, same is true with these geisha jugs, regardless of their size. There's also geisha teapot sugar and creamers that are done in this same style that will be marked Golden Gate as well. You can always tell these geisha pieces with the little ribbon detail that's on the top and the bottom of the handles. In fact, this little jug is a geisha jug as well. You can see the gold tracing on the ribbon detail. So that's a little bit about Golden Gate. Next time I think we will look at some Virginia Rose treatments.